Human impact and development. 7.4 million people live in the interior plains, mostly farmers around here because of the rich, fertile soil, which is why most of our food comes from the interior plains. The interior plains has many major occupations like farming, forestry, mining, and the oil gas industry. People like to live in the interior plains because of the moderate and dry climate. However, it's because of this climate that towns and cities generally reside near water sources due to the dry climates. Transportation of goods and services is easily accommodated due to some of the flat terrain. There is a large variety of different cultures and some aboriginals still living in the southern part of the interior plains. Gas is an exhaust that has been released from factories and facilities that mine natural resources cause a greenhouse gas effect.
Vegetation. The interior plains region of Canada was once covered with many different kinds of grasses. Vegetation today includes grasses with long roots like blue stems, June grass and porcupine grass, as well as pine, spruce, and fir trees. The interior plains have some of the world's best farming soil, and people like to live here because there's lots of open space for their farms, and lots of water and sunshine for their crops. Majority of this area is prairie land, with native plants consisting mainly of grasses.
Climate. The interior plains have long, cold winters and short, hot summers. Winters in the interior plains can go as low as negative 30 degrees Celsius and summers that reach above 30 degrees Celsius. The interior plains get less precipitation than almost other regions in Canada, averaged between 300 millimeters and 500 millimeters. The driest areas in the southwest get an average of 271 days a year with no precipitation. The climate in the plain region varies greatly. In the north, there are long and snowy winters and hot, humid summers. In the south, there is a subtropical climate with mild, warm winters. There are also hurricanes from late summer to early winter and violent storms with winds formed over large bodies of water.
Location. The interior plains of Canada are part of the Great Plains of North America that stretch from the Arctic Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico. They extend from the 49th parallel north to the Arctic Ocean, which is 2,700 kilometers in distance. The interior plains make up Manitoba, Saskatchewan, the Northwest Territories, Alberta, and a bit of Yukon and British Columbia.
The plains are in between the Canadian Shield in the east and the Cordillera Mountains on the west side of Canada. There are many types of plains which are within the interior plains, such as the Alberta Plain, Manitoba Plain, Saskatchewan Plain, Peel Plain that lies southwest of the Mackenzie River, and the Great Bear Plain located around Great Bear Lake. The largest cities in the interior plains are Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, and Regina.
Topography. During formation, the plains were often covered by shallow waters and reefs, which are thousands of meters below the surface of land. There are swamps on the edge of ancient seas of the interior plains, and the landscape is mostly composed of rolling hills, deep river valleys, and the land slopes gently from west to east. The Peel Plain that lies southwest of the Mackenzie River has a broad, shallow hollow in which some areas have many small lakes. The largest lakes in the interior plains are the Great Bear Lake, Great Slave Lake, Lake Winnipeg. The interior plains also have escarpments, badlands, shallow ponds called sloughs, and large areas of marshy wetlands.
History. Most of the interior plains was submerged beneath the western interior seaway during the Cretaceous time period. Shallow inland seas covered the interior plains about 500 million years ago. Rivers flowing into these shallow seas deposited sediments from the Rocky Mountains and Canadian Shield. Sedimentary rock was eventually formed over time after bottom layers were compressed by layers on top.
Resources. Interior plains has large amounts of non-metallic minerals and gas deposits found in reefs thousands of meters below the surface. They contain oil and gas found in Alberta and Saskatchewan. Oil, gas, gypsum, coal, and potash are minerals that are usually sent over to other places. Resources like rivers, forests, and rich soil are generally used within the interior plains. The interior plains is called a breadbasket because it contains a lot of good wheat, and the land and soil is very good for farming.